Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland, off here to 2v2 on Elst Outskirts. Northwest it is NotNingen and Kaadvisor here, back for vengeance against Anthrax and Spanky. Fighting in for the German army, Deutschland, with Anthrax. Spanky that is here with the 2nd Fallschirmjägerdivision supporting the German 16th Panzer Division in a drive towards Allied lines to force back the British 6th Armored Division, supported by the US 3rd Infantry. So we got airborne here, Luftwaffe, we got nothing yet out there, and on the Allied side, we got no battle groups yet. As always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and absolutely wonderful support of the Propagandacast, and a big thanks to those who keep commenting and liking my videos, helps out immensely with the YouTube algorithm. So, Fallschirm Pioneer dropping in here on the northern strategic point, that's the first. With the Grenadiers following up here for Anthrax, we got Jeeps on the way for NotNingen, looking of course to hunt down some light vehicles, like say a bike or Kettenkrad here. We got Panzer Pioneer moving forward steadily, and Pioneers hard at work as well there. We got Scouts moving at the center here, Pioneers about to clash with them. Scouts of course getting some good hits here, and the Pioneers will, unless the Scouts withdraw, get a good deal of damage in the Pioneers. I'm actually surprised to just stop up and shoot more, because the Pioneers will typically lose a lot of engagement, at least for now, until of course the patch, which hits, you know, shortly after this, or the day after this video goes up, I believe, since I'm recording a few days at a time. Anyways, keep going in for the Pioneers, pushing them back. Now that could definitely go sour here for Anthrax. Meanwhile up north there, Allied forces steadily moving ahead here, Pioneers being hunted down aggressively and ruthlessly. Great chance of wipe here, Panzer goes out there for Spanky as Anthrax Fallschirm Pioneer moving in there, as his regular Pioneers are getting hosed down, mowed down even. There's not doing a lot of damage there. That is, though, a very sore pair of buttocks. In the southwest here, the German forces moving forwards here, Allied forces there falling back. You can see it's actually basically NotNingen doing most of the work here, as Kaadvisor is just more steadily approached. Not all bad there, of course, as long as NotNingen suffers, like, you know, not like any heavy losses in the process. So, Grenadiers being spotted by the sappers, Sten guns blazing at the German infantry, Grenadiers falling back here, and around there as well, Fallschirm Pioneer withdrawing, Panzer standing up, and up northwest bike keeps pushing onwards there, further pressuring the Allied supply lines, of course, trying to get that fuel point right next to the Allied base. No sign of MD-42s here for Anthrax as yet. He may go for them, he may not. We'll have to see. More rifling around there for NotNingen. Panzer goes there, sees no center victory point north side here. British forces are in number, in strength, ready to meet the German menace head on. Panzer Fallschirm, they immediately losing Ludwig. Rest of the squad, they're taking up shots here. Grenadiers moving up. Fallschirm Pioneer already heavily damaged. Probably should have waited for the Grenadiers to draw the fire away from the Fallschirm Pioneers. I mean, they're in the building now, but they're infinitely heavily damaged. If it withdraws too late here, they can get wiped on street by the sections. Fallschirm Pioneer around, we got the recce package section there, of course. Extra great there for the Brits. Quickly training on the Pioneers, who of course take immense amounts of damage here, and somehow avoid getting wiped again. That is some phenomenal luck there for the one that keeps surviving, not so much for the rest. South side here, though, things are going a bit more sour here for Spanky. We got the officers' quarters on the way there for Anthrax. And another Grenadier squad. Deep down the retreat path is going to try for another wipe here, but one squad seems to fall a bit short, and there go 250 half-track arriving. Lighter Schützen Panzerwagen did get the wipe, though. So that ends up being a pretty half-decent trait there, though, for NotNingen. A Jeep for a Panzer Grenadier squad. That's, like, pretty half-decent. So just one Fallschirm Pioneer squad of Anthrax. Partly a bit disappointed, but obviously nothing too concrete. Having a lot of Grenadiers is still, like, you know, pretty solid strategy. And again, does highlight these for the current metagame here before the patch that's like, you know, as the Wehrmacht, you're just not going to necessarily rely too heavily on machine guns, because that concern about mortars rendering them not too effective. So a bit of skirmishing there in the center of the rifle squad, or section's going to move up the cut-off point here. German lines being a bit suppressed here, but we can see there's a big German counter-offensive and Norfolk's Grenadiers, Fallschirm Pioneer, and the Pioneers. 3rd Grenadiers squad almost done. Recce section on the cut-off point. Panzer Grenadiers moving in. And we got that bike rolling out. Cut-off point hit, severing the German supply lines. Rival squads, and we got the Vickers moving up here as well. Pioneers, or engineers only for NotNingen. Possibly for minesweepers. Flamethrowers for nose, and there you go. Nasty setup here, of course, with the building here. They can put a really nasty pin in the cutoff point without any sort of easy access to artillery. Good push. So he's going to need like either a flamethrower pioneer squad inside the half-tech to rush this out, or he's going to need artillery, and currently he has neither. That, of course, he needs support from his teammate, that is Anthrax and good stuff there. He's brief considered sniper set, goes for the mortar. Not bad. He is making some progress up north, but it's coming at, you know, basically the cutoff point here. Repositioning the machine gun, probably because he's anticipating the Germans might launch an assault against this building, so by removing the machine gun from the building, he does also create some uncertainty for that assault. In fact, he's setting up here anticipating a northern counterattack, as that is basically the place he is like only major weakness is these trees.
Our munitions point is being neutralized by the enemy.
If only they had some saws. Anyways, grenade package here for NotNingen. Got the captain out, still no battle group for him though. Grenadier has arrived here for Anthrax. Fairly heavy tier 1 there then.
We have vehicles available in reserve.
Got the mortar moving up as well. The Granatenwerfer 430, the standard German mortar. At the start of the war, the Germans had to consider that a heavy mortar. Of course, as the war went on, that'd be more like a medium mortar. So they actually got a heavy mortar. So, little fun fact. And then sort of highlights how sometimes nomenclature and weapons can change. Panzer Grenadier Company on the way there for Anthrax. Pretty standard there. Luftwaffe Company, not so popular in the current metagame, as people just prefer the Pack 40.
The enemy have claimed our sector.
So, like, you know, both deal with light vehicles to an extent and, you know, medium armor, and the Panzer Grenadiers, of course, are quite solid after that buff. Not that the Jaegers necessarily are bad, but they do, you know, lack some of that offensive element. Flares popped here to, of course, get a better deal around here. I mean, always concerned about, you know, reinforcements or machine guns hiding about there. Not that Anthrax is going for that. Oh, I forgot to switch. Use that. Sorry about that. We got Espionage for Spanky. Not much of a surprise. We got Indian artillery here with Valor already selected here for Kaadvisor. We got another section away, and of course, all recce packages, because the recce package is just, you know, really good for its cost. Not that the brand gun necessarily is bad, but for less munitions, you get something again that gets a bonus against units in cover and can fire flares and, you know, other stuff, plus calling artillery. So there's a lot more utility to the recce package, and the brand gun which just offers raw DPS, while again costing more than the recce package. Meanwhile, skirmishing going on here. Have reclaimed the cutoff point. Mortified, they're providing excellent support for the German Truppen. Flak feeling happening there for Spanky. Rifle withdrawing here. Up north, we got German forces being slowly surrounded. Fudging Pioneer there being reinforced here by Grenadiers quickly merging in.
Confirmed and understood, Commandant.
Got anti-tank and munitions on the way there. Flak feeling on the way there. Troops are being focused on again. A lot of recce packages, a lot of Scopely Enfields. Not great stuff. It basically means, like, they can't really highlight, even in cover again, the recce package bonus just means it doesn't mean nearly as much with these numbers. Like, it was just like, you know, one squad, sure, but 3, you know, sections with the recce package, the cover means a lot less. Bit of one of those awkward bits of design there that I think might have committed to there. Route squad there, being suppressed, heavy flak fire there. Scouts being met with the flamethrower Panzer Pioniere. The fighting across the front line is definitely brutal, particularly against, you know, the recce package wall here. The, you know, scope, the Enfield wall. Flak engaging, artillery fire landing awfully close there. Panzer Pionier rushing in for the glory of Deutschland. Flanking around here. Mine goes off under the Vickers crew. Nice mining course there by the Germans in the southwest. German forces hit an allied mine. And there goes Scott out here for Mr. NotNingen, of course, telling us he has gone for armoured. So that means we all got battle groups now. That is Luftwaffe, Espionage versus Indian artillery and armoured. And we got training as well there for Kaadvisor. I mean, with that much infantry, you obviously want training. In particular, again, with the recce package. So German forces are having a bit of a hard time. Troops need repairs, reinforcements. And we got half the here. It's going to be the Stummel there out for Anthrax, which basically in the German Panzer Division's armoured Panzer Grenadier Regiment basically fulfilled the role of a self-propelled Leichtes Infantergeschütz effectively. Fun fact. Scott they're bombarding. On essentially, you know, kind of what the Scott did. Sort of. This guy's being bombarded here. Armoured joining as well there for Kaadvisor. Gurkhas are an option, but I feel like just, as you might notice, most players don't bother with foot guards. Most people also just don't really bother with the Gurkhas because trained recce sections kind of do the anti-infantry job exceedingly well. Brav squad there putting up a heroic defense like the building. Panzer's there. Ooh, yeah, he, I think, very wisely withdrew here because the troops could have just snuck up and popped grenades. Duke could smoke it to cover the withdrawal as well there. Good work there by Kaadvisor. Back here to Anthrax. No sign of Fallschirmjägers or anything else. Up to NotNingen. I mean, I doubt he's going to go for Fallschirmjägers. Good. Oh, they got the Sturm here. Fallschirmjäger are getting focused on. Need to withdraw them before they get wiped. South side here, Panzer's being held back with a Scot and some very upset Americans in the center. Their flak taking hits, half-tracks getting damaged engines. But the British forces push in the center was violently withdrawn here. As the men of the 16th... Oh, got the Humber there with a Pack 40 shot. That's definitely a good hit here for the German army. Artillery fighter landing directly on the Stummel. Pack 38's up for Spanky there. Up north, the German force being progress. Looks like there was some slight mess up here with the ordering. Moving off the fuel pump before it's actually successfully captured. British counterattack moving in. Just some sappers and one recce section. Though we do have Vickers that could be diverted. Meanwhile, Anthrax with Panzer Grenadiers. Thumbs up. Again, most players just go for Panzer Grenadiers or Fallschirmjägers because it's a 5-man squad versus a 4-man squad. Again, the Fallschirmjägers at the moment just kinda, you know, in-game, you know, lack a real role. As of course, in the actual war, I mean, they were sort of also like by 1943-44, like, you know, Panzer Grenadiers, but they were significantly a bit more elite and typically, you know, had larger squads and better equipment. And of course, just better training and better NCOs. And again, NCOs, of course, being a very important thing that just most games typically tend to overlook. Certainly was one of the keys behind at least initial German successes was just a well-trained NCO corps. And of course junior officers combined of course with what was known as Anthrax tactics or mission tactics, which meant the German NCOs and officers typically had a bit more leeway in how to like get a task done. So good show initiative. Routes on the way there for NotNingen. Because they're being bombarded. Panzer's flanking in here. Very good push down the center though. Recce Horde going at it versus the troops. Have got assault grenadiers here out for Spanky up close though. They are making slow progress, but again, the sheer number of like just again Scopely Enfields makes that a very tough call. We got veteran squaddies for Spanky plus MD-34s. Thumbs up. Sehr good. And we got the Funk Panzerwagen out for him as well. We got the advanced logistics for NotNingen. Of course, going to make his troops easier to reinforce. I imagine that's also why Anthrax course went for that one and why Kaadvisor went for the battle group he did. And yeah, in that sense, like we're seeing just, you know, how powerful, you know, 25% less cost of reinforcement is. Like, you know, basically 3 out of 4 players that can actually get that are going for it. So it's definitely very, very, very powerful as an ability. Scribes there charging into the Fallschirmjäger, who are of course standing in the ground in the name of Das Vaterland. Southwards here, Panzer is moving forward, supported by a bit of this and that. In the center, though, Allied forces preparing for another push. They could, of course, try and like make a big swing either from the north or the south, but they do seem to be a bit, you know, caught up in like, you know, more aggressive head-on tactics. Bunkers for Anthrax, likely a medic bunker. There could also be a machine gun bunker. Could also be a repair bunker on paper, but I don't think they make too much sense at the moment. Not like there's a vast fleet of tanks that really needs extra repairs. Side though, NotNingen push ahead here. No sign of what he's going for next, but part of me would certainly guess EC8s. But of course, open for surprises here. Pack 38 being swamped. Scott though, direct hit, got the incendiary round off, and there you go. Infantry reserves, white fossils round here, grenades being chucked. Spanky's forces are getting spanked. As NotNingen charges ahead here, the men of the 3rd Infantry Division making short work here with the men of the 16th. Up north, though, Fallschirmjäger finding out there versus Allied Infantry. Got Grenadiers sneak up for a flank here. Could like try and do a bit more damage in the rear lines. Flak filling going at it. And here we got a Vickers man by a few plucky Panzer Grenadiers covering the center. Officer squad for the Panzer Grenadier Company. Thumbs up. No sign of armor, though we do get Panzer Army Commando there out for Spanky. So might see some Panther 3s or armored reserves. Bars for NotNingen and for Kaadvisor. I mean, a lot of sections. Guessing the company command post next. And, you know, tanks. Been looking at his base just for a quick brief look. Yes, indeed, there is the company command post. So that means, you know, like some kind of tank. We'll just go straight for grants. We'll see some Crusaders or Matildas first. All are viable options. Meanwhile, those fighting units again just need to withdraw before the recce sections just wipe them. Again, really good upgrade. And there you go. Panzers charging in the Sturmgewehrs, just laying down heavy fire. But just against that many men, even without automatics, they're just not enough. Further south here, we can all see there Anthrax is finding support his teammate here. White Fossils again being employed by the Scot. Pack 38 flanking in there. A lot of movement, a lot of engagement, a lot of the driven action. We got that German Vickers there cutting through those Americans, those Yankees. Norfolk Grenadiers catching the Sappers and the heavily depleted section now. Stummel is proving to be a good investment, though again, a well-handled Stummel can really be a nuisance. And there we go, tanks on the way there for Kaadvisor, looking to be Matilda 2. 349 versus 352, meaning, you know, pretty close in terms of victory points. None of the players really like, and side has really managed to like leverage a major advantage over the other one. More artillery fire here being delivered onto German lines as men of the 2nd Fallschirmjäger Division push ahead. More Panzer Grenadiers there out for Mr. Anthrax. Suppose he could be transferring out Grenadiers. No, he hasn't. He's just training Panzer Grenadiers on top of that, which is fine. But certainly transferring out some of the Grenadiers for Panzers wouldn't be a half bad idea either. Ambulance finally with the for Mr. Spanky. No sign of any Panther 3s, so likely looking at armored reserves here. And the South Panzer is being met with heavy automatic fire. Continuing to see heavy drives head on here by NotNingen as Kaadvisor has got the Matilda 2 out. There we go, wipes the Grenadier squad in one brutal go. I think they might also be looking into slightly making the Matilda 2 less exceedingly good at wiping stuff, if I remember correctly. But we'll have to see, you know, once the patch goes out on Tuesday. Explosions in the south. American forces have cleared out the woods of any German forces. Men on the 16th fall back for now, having been bloodied here against the Americans. Bit of a reverse hit gun, I suppose. There we go, Panther 3 for Mr. Spanky plus the Leicht's Infantergeschütz. Pack, they almost caught in a bad spot here. But Vickers to the rescue. Just not the ones intended. Oh, Matilda again catching the storm. We do get the blinding shot here. And technically blinding, you know, the crew of an enemy tank with stuff like, you know, smoke was actually a viable tactic. I just don't think the Germans have done, like, you know, whatever that is supposed to be, but actually just firing smoke rounds at enemy tanks was a viable tactic, or even using smoke grenades. For example, during the fighting in Normandy, while being attacked, German tankers would actually just fire smoke shells into, like, midst of a Tiger crew. So, A, they couldn't, of course, see where they were going, but also they couldn't see where the other Tigers were, so they could actually just withdraw to avoid, like, shooting their own. And, for example, like, you know, during, you know, the early stage of the, you know, fight on the Eastern Front, they'd actually, like, you know, have stuff like, you know, anti-tank tactic manual. For example, one of the tactics was just, like, you know, tie some smoke grenades together and then throw them over the barrel of the enemy tank. So, blinding an enemy tank, like, with smoke, definitely a viable tactic. Just, you know, what that's supposed to be, I don't know. Utility rolling 40 to massive land ships.
We have a new ability.
Soldiers being met here with the Scot. Got some cash there up here for Spanky. Thumbs up to that. It is actually a repair bunker. Oh, what do you know? I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to go for it. It just felt like a bit early.
Territory lost.
Close to getting wiped here. That's it. This section is really low and healthy. Kaadvisor definitely should withdraw that. I mean, this is like, you know, just one straight hit from an artillery piece, anything like that, wiped. And meanwhile, you can just pull it back, get it healed up. Like, look at that, just like, you know, suddenly, like, you know, you could have just gone from, like, just, you know, reinforcing, like, you know, one gun, healing the rest, like, having to reinforce 4 guys. That's, like, some manpower you could have saved there. So, worth keeping in mind that, like, you know, always pay attention to the state, you know, in terms of, like, health of the infantry squads, and ask yourself, are they really going to do much, or are they just going to be a waste of manpower could just save by healing them up? South side here, oh, Pantry moving in. Mine goes off there under one of the anti-tank crews here of NotNingen. Back to Anthrax. Back to NotNingen. Grants on the way. There we got the EC8 here. We also got War Machine, so definitely going to turn on the big production button. Panther they're going in hard with a damaged engine. Will need support. And here's the problem, though. He went in really hard to take out that Scot, underestimating his opponent's response. Now that Panther 3 is going to be a Panzer nil in a matter of moments, unless he gets super duper lucky, which strikes me as being very unlikely. Meanwhile, NotNingen got those EC8s on the way there. Brad Pitt has been summoned.
A Panzer 3 has been struck.
Yeah, that ended up being a Panther 3 that didn't really achieve much. Fudgemakers, but I'd be very surprised if we saw anyone except, like, maybe towards in the squad, things of pressure, need to grab points fast, in which case, of course, we could see them get dropped in for that, like, just grabbing points, but otherwise, not likely. Finding in the center there, we got Allied forces bringing through up north here, German forces also punching through here. So, Allied assault in the south, German assault in the north, basically, both assaults kind of miss each other, except, unfortunately, Spanky is the one that's actually on the receiving end of an assault, as he gets hit by both Allied players, whereas again, Anthrax is just kind of having easy mode up north. Cut-off point once more being severed by British raiders.
Our territory is in enemy hands.
Matilda's moving forwards. They want to withdraw here a bit. Repair bank, of course, will be an easy target. Stuckersuffus, not a bad pick. And repair bunker there slowly crumbling. Meanwhile, taking advantage to flank in from the north. Panzer swinging in here. Stummel joining in the push plus the packs. Do you have any Panzer company there? We do actually. And now we got the Stuckersuffus here looking to silence some Allied forces. Rab squad there getting smashed apart there like rag dolls in a blender. Meanwhile, Matildas keep pushing forwards. Insane Munitions, of course, doing a lot of damage. And I'm still fairly certain the Germans did not have incendiary armor-piercing rounds, but with the tanks like that, but oh well. That's not to say, of course, things couldn't break on fire inside of a tank, but typically if they did, it wasn't because like a specific munition, it was just more stuff got hit, and typically if something's on fire inside of your tank, you get out. Because at that point, you have very short time before the entire thing goes boom. That is one of the reasons why they'd actually, like, you know, add water jackets to the ammunition storage in the later Sherman tanks. It's like, you know, give the crews more time to get out before the entire thing goes boom. That was actually one of the major advantages of, you know, American tank design. It was heavily focused around, you know, not just blowing up the other tanks, but more crucially, making sure the guys on the inside stay alive. Which was the exact opposite, almost, of the Soviet tank design, which wasn't obviously designed to kill them, but wasn't designed to keep them alive either. And they had German design, which was like, you know, a bit so-so. Like, sometimes they actually, like, put some effort into it, like with the Panzer IV, and then, like, you know, with the Panther, just kind of gave up for some reason. Scott, Germany's moving forwards. Racing ahead here with Brad Pitt, supported by Scott here.
The victory point is being taken from us.
Sturmpanzer out of Anthrax, not a big surprise. Very much part of the metagame at the moment. But a perfect personal for the Panther 4 in the south here. Matilda 2 with the damaged engine. Yeah, we can see these tanks withdraw. Matilda's going to start calling grants. And there we go. Pack 3080 out for Spanky. Some artillery called in here to try and soften up the German lines, at least just disrupt them, be a bit of a nuisance. Panzers being met here with heavy fire to the Americans. Riflemen capturing in there, catching the Pak-38, and then the other Pak-38 at the same time. What a stroke of luck. And oh, what is? Oh, we actually got a recovery tank. He's actually recovering the Panzer III. Oh my, 2 thumbs up. Not, I think actual Americans would have been that desperate to actually recover a Panzer III. That'd been more the Germans. Again, they were big scrounges, but it's only kind of neat. Kettenkraut there for Anthrax. Certainly, it's not a bad idea though. I mean, it's only cheaper than building another tank. And of course, the more tanks they then recover with the recovery tank, the better. German assault for the center here, mix of infantry and of course the Sturmpanzer up north. We got there the Grant ripping things apart there. Like a terrier let loose in an orphanage. There's no way that's a DAK. Anyways, Saxon taking heavy massive from the Sturmpanzer, 6-pounder gun abandoned. But we got the Grants there, unleashing hell. We got them until moving forwards. And we got these H-wing forwards backed up with the Panzer III. Building collapse here under Sandra's pack fire. Over to Spanky and over to Kaadvisor. Yeah, this, by the way, is based off the M3 Lee. It's a little fun fact. And there you go, double pack slamming into the Grunts, and we got a Lloyd unleashed here. No anti-aircraft guns out of the Allies, means of course they're going to be quite vulnerable to this.
Enemy forces have taken our territory.
As Allied interceptors do not exist in Company of Heroes. Which is also be kind of a weird ability. But anyways, got the 6-pounder gun here. Utterly snuffed out. Small win there for the Deutschland. Kettenkraut rushing in and then gets wrecked. I mean, this could theoretically be recovered by NotNingen. I think it could anyways. I don't think they actually do. I don't know. I think it can do it, and that would certainly be absolutely hilarious if it actually recovers the Kettenkraut and turns it against the Axis. I don't think it will if it could, though. But oh yeah, caught by the loader there again. Lack of anti-aircraft guns, of course, causing a problem. He actually withdraws the Grant because it's just at this point cheaper to just withdraw it and then rebuild it rather than repair it. Which honestly feels more like an American thing than a British thing, but they go route squad here, they're about to get wiped out with the flak feeling. Fighting continues to be absolutely brutal. But yeah, I think the Allies would benefit from at least one anti-aircraft half-track or track. Close to wipe here. Fighting in the force once more, heating up in a most ruthless manner. German forces there and American forces in heavy close quarters combat. Onto the push forwards here. Allied lines are in disarray here. Germans have pierced through several places, and the Allies have withdrawing, trying to like reorganize and launch a counterattack. We got the Panzer III just sort of, you know, panzering about. Got a wipe. That's definitely good for the German army, less so for the Allied. And we also got a howitzer here, bring in some big guns, though of course, crucially, no anti-aircraft guns. Pack squad here by the Grant, but the Grant also caught by the Pak-38, and of course, within any damage, can very quickly go down. Narrowly survives there, though. But we got the Recce package, of course, quickly cutting through the Pak-38 crews. And we got the Veterans 1 ability being active in the Sturmpanzer. Cheeky. Second time, one of the few times I've seen this. And not being used to like mess retreating. More Pak-38 here for Spanky, no additional armor. No armor reserves, just Pak-38s. Artillery strikes are laying down. Here we got line up here, we got more seats, of course, backed up by the mighty Panzer III, ready to strike into the German flanks there, perhaps, or just go straight head on. I feel like a flank would be much more effective here than, you know, attacking right into all the German anti-tank guns. Panzergrenadier assaults moving in, there we go. Tanks are sending upon here in an orgy of steel and violence. Armoured reserve front happening there for Spanky as it brings up the heavier stuff. O to Anthrax, O to NotNingen. Spanky has gone for the M16 anti-aircraft half-track. And no detector saying to just shoot at aircraft, so he's 2 thumbs up there. That's like, I think, the first time I've seen someone go for an anti-aircraft weapon when there's loiters about, specifically to counter it. 2 thumbs up. I mean, I'm sure he'll make, you know, a 5-star general eventually. Son, you're the smartest US general we got. What? I just built an anti-aircraft gun to shoot down the German aircraft. Exactly. Most of our other generals are just too dumb to do that. Anyways, charging in with the tanks here. Panzer's gun is being mauled here. It's a big armor push. We got the lighters called in, but this time, democracy is ready. Panzer gun is wiped out here. Heavy anti-aircraft out the M16 there. Guns blazing, 450 cals. Which was actually the primary method of anti-aircraft guns in the US Army. Basically because they had so many 50 cals, they just thought it easier. Like, they did have some bigger ones, but the vast majority of them just 450 cals slapped together like that. More artillery firing down death here, and there you go, loiter cancelled out by the M16, proving its worth. Sturmpanzer rolling ahead here, straight to the EC8s and the Panther III. Man, if that gets taken out too close to the Allied lines, they could recover that. They could salvage that. That would be phenomenal to see. But anyways, south side here, German forces being pushed back. Allies are on the move. The armoured fist of democracy and the slightly armoured German pinky fist there being part of it. Pinky finger, not pinky fist. That doesn't even make sense. Up north, the Allied lines are once more expanding into the German north side here, into the construction area. With Anthrax being a bit extended here. No additional son of arm. He's actually just floating an insane amount of resources. He could go like for training. He could go for like, you know, armored side skirts, Starstorm, and Panther 4s. He could go for a lot of stuff here. He just isn't. That feels like could be done a bit more. Meanwhile, we got a massive armor build up here from Kaadvisor here with 3 grants and 1 Matilda, not 2. Suddenly not seeing double there, my apologies. Just part of my head, I suppose, just used to seeing Matildas operating in pairs by now. I just refuse to believe there's only 1 Matilda. But there you go, Grenadier Squad wiped out. Anthrax down to run infantry, going for another Sturmpanzer. And operating 4 anti-tank guns. Because CoH3 seems to be even more obsessed with spamming anti-tank guns than CoH2, unfortunately. Airbush shells are being done death on the pack crew here. Pack fire they're unleashing from several points. In the south, the Allied forces could extend, I think, a track into the southern flank here and do some damage, but not to kill on that. Got 1 pack crew, but need to follow up and, you know, clear up more and then destroy them. Set to withdraw here. Up north, the Allied forces having some success, but the flak feeling is quickly putting a cork on that. In the south, though, we got NotNingen pushing forward. We also got survival training here to make his troops tougher. And his anti-tank crews could wreck the cache if they knew what was there, but they don't. 304 was 100 points. Allies starting to run a bit out there. And they got solidified to silence out German positions. Another bunker there for Anthrax. Could be another repair bunker. Could be, you know, medic bunkers, machine gun bunkers. No flak bunkers, though. Don't ever think they built flak bunkers. Grant's on the move there, backed up with the recovery tank here. Ooh, that Rav squad almost got immediately, you know, wiped out there. Panzer Pioneers also about to get immediately wiped out almost. Just violent volleys there. Big armor build up here. 3 grants, 2 EC8s, and a Panther 3. Looks like they might be lining up for a big push here against the Germans. Let's say they're going to charge straight into the anti-tank. That's obviously going to be a lot less ideal. Bit of smoke being utilised here, though. Thumbs up. But I do think a good flanking assault that doesn't like just drive straight into every German anti-tank gun would be really smart then. Elst Outskirts for Anthrax, thumbs up. Go to Spanky. And over to Kaadvisor. With Spanky only having 2 anti-tank guns. What a time to be alive. Pack there being engaged. Up north here, Pack flanked out. Pack crew just hides away there. They're not going to like deal with that. Then they get spotted, could get swarmed or ignored. Pack crew, they're also getting spotted. But right, because they tend to focus on that one, they actually like give the other anti-tanks more time to respond here. Still clears out one Pack crew. Air support called in here. Grant's dying through without support from the tanks, so the assault goes completely pear-shaped due to the lack of coordination there between Kaadvisor and NotNingen. We do get a bit of artillery called in now here. Airbus sheltering down death on the Pack crews. Clearing out there. Artillery fire direct in the Sturmpanzer. Yeah, that ended up being pretty not great for the Allies there. Like, they relied too much on just the tanks, and there was definitely a lack of coordination between the two players, so... And now the Germans counter-attacking, catching their packs. Or at least some of the Alliance tanks in a bad spot here. Yeah, that ended up being a really big mess. That might actually have done more for the Axis than it did for the Allies. I mean, losing that many grants without really taking out any enemy armor is not ideal. Like, he just drove straight down the middle there, too. At least there was an attempt to flank here by NotNingen, but again, as you might have noticed, it lacks something to really work. Partly more infantry, partly a bit more speed. Oh, and send it to here, and just causing Kaadvisor even more casualties. Oh, dear. Tiger tank out for Spanky as well, doing all of this. Going for the recovery tank. Good to see it knocked out here, unless there's a good bit of luck here. Easy being rushed up. Brad Pitt to the rescue. But against... Oh, there we go. White Fuss was round. Got the Scot, they're also kind of forgotten. More grants for Kaadvisor, obviously. Trying to wreck the 2 anti-tank guns. Yeah, that's just... So many grants just lit up. And again, just so little real damage done. That was phenomenal for the Germans. They just didn't have to do too much there. He's got the recovery tank there, hard to work fixing up the tanks. Another easy hit there out for NotNingen. Bit risky to have the Tiger tank out this far, but again, with all the anti-tanks stood up, you know, half, you know, the Allied tank force in flames. I mean, you can see why he's feeling fairly confident about his Tiger tank. I mean, who wouldn't be? 265 to 77, the Allies definitely really starting to fall behind the Germans now. Something more drastic needs to be done. Tactics need to be re-evaluated because the current level of tactical gameplay they're sort of pushing, and it's just very easy for the Germans like just blast apart. In particular, the just, you know, large walls of anti-tank guns. Rushing for the center. Got flying away there. Tiger tank moving in. ECH in the move. Snares on the Tiger. Right from there getting mauled. Captain taking a massive hit. Panzer behind his about to get wiped out. Another grot on the way for Kaadvisor. Meanwhile, NotNingen there is driving the spear of democracy into the southern flank here of the German army. Up north, we got a bit of problem here for Kaadvisor. And in the center, lone section is just getting torn apart. More EC8s out here. That's going to be a total then of 4 EC8s and 1 Panzer III. Spicy. Meanwhile, German armored forces are certainly looking a little less impressive. And Spanky, I mean, is heavily reliant on the Tiger tank now because most of his other forces are basically mortar half-tracks, ambulances, the Funkwagen, and then a little infantry and support weapons. Ah, yeah, driving in the Scot like that was not ideal. Got one of the pack crews again, but unless they can destroy the packs, it's not going to matter too much. And there you go, ECH in the move. Pack crew down. Okay, there we go. Democracy is rolling forwards like a landslide. in Alaska. Oh, we got a bit of a hit in return there, but Jump Hunter gets knocked out. Pack destroyed. Tiger Tank moving in. More Fudging Peony almost wiped out. 50 points left for the Allies. Stummel being sent forwards here. EC8's getting slammed. EC8 kaput. Pack almost wiped out there. Did the Panthers even do anything there? It just feels like it's there for moral support more than anything. The Ralph Wickham tank, you know, I'm doing my part. And the south side here, M60 moving to contest this sort of southern point here. As the Germans just trying to close the victory point gap as fast as possible, just close out the Allies here. Grant rushing in. Grant being met here with the ace pack, could call in some airburst shells in the center. Those I think will be getting instead. An absolute slaughter here once more. The armored fist of democracy is unleashed. Units are being torn apart here in an orgy of explosions and death. 24 points left. Tanks keep rolling. More Panther Thieves on the way there. 4. Spanky over to Anthrax, who's going for Panther Force finally. Over to NotNingen with his many EC8s and the one Panther 3. Tiger Tank's about to get knocked out. Even the Panther 3's doing something. It's just not doing much against the Tiger Tank there. Satchel charges are being charged. EC8 knocked up by a satchel charge. Wow. That's how an Earth fighting is good. A tank goes down to an satchel charge. And not because, like, you know, the player was asleep. There's just so much going on and the tank was, you know, caught in a bad spot. More incendiary here. Just units are just getting evaporated. What an absolute push there. Panther Force finally arrived here. Men of the 2nd Fudging Division reorganizing, counterattacking, being spearheaded here by the Panther 4. Might want to consider honestly calling in some Fudging Makers just to drop in some points now. Get in some Star Stubben. Panther 4, the rolling ahead. More Panzer Guns for Anthrax. No Fudging Makers. No Star Stubben. Only Panzer Gunner dealer. Meanwhile, recovery tank hard at work there with the EC8s. More on the way there for NotNingen. You got 247 versus 15. We got the British making off there with a Pack 38. Like a bunch of drunk thieves who just broke into the bakery that they own. Oh, this is such a good idea, Nigel. Yeah, stupid bakers. Sturmpanzer down. Another Pack 40 there for Anthrax. Fudging Pioneer being met with heavy fire there out of the EC8. Marching Pioneers down, and there go head-on assault again. No attempt to flank it, just raw brutality into every German gun. Panther 4, though, looks like it might try to actually flank here. And a lone Panther Squad rushing for that victory point. And there you go, Grant flanking it, catching Anthrax in a bit of rubbish position. EC8 blasting away, grenades are being launched. Rifle squad's about to get launched into the next world here in the afterlife. Stummel hard at work. Ace crew. I mean, that Stummel's been like phenomenal. That survived so much there. 2 thumbs up to Anthrax for that Stummel work. Still would like to see some Fudging Makers out of him though. Panther 4 Sturm Punch rushing in for that northern victory point to clear the way of any Allied remnants here. Allies have managed to triple cap against the Germans. And there we go, recovering the Grant with the recovery tank. No! Had to move a bit, it seems. Cancelling it out at least briefly. Panther strike here, and there we go. The Pack 38 turns on the Panzer 3. Oh, wee. And the American Panzer 3 is still at it. What is this match? Artillery strikes landing awfully close there. We got what appears to be, yes, a Panther 4 driving in with the soldiers, going for that southern victory point. Rushing in for Deutschland. A sneaky blitzkrieg there, a Sneakskrieg, going for that southern victory point. But the armored fist of freedom does not rest. Even if the arm is tired and the fingers are bruised, it still strikes. Assault Grenadiers there wiped. Even got the M60. We got the Pack 38s being hauled up here. Almost taking out the armored fist of democracy. M3 Grant, they almost fixed up. Like, I mean, NotNingen is basically operating a circus of tanks at this point.
We are taking
Like, he's got effectively tanks from, like, you know, most of the nations in this, you know, in the Italian front, except an Italian tank at this point. He's got American, German, and British tanks. Oh, did he actually? I think he actually lost the Panther 3 there finally. But still, for a brief moment, he had it all. That's the first, by the way. 2 thumbs up to NotNingen on that one. Oh, to a Spanky over here to Kaadvisor. 102 versus 15.
confirmed. We have
Germans pushing in. There we go. We actually get something being airdropped here. I'm guessing Falchion Pioneers, but it could be Fallschirmjägers. We'll have to see. Grant and Pack 30 here dueling out. It is Falchion Pioneers. German Pack 40 there. We got more grants arriving. Send them being seized here. Need to counterattack there fast. Preferably, I think, by a flank assault, because again, all the guns have been focused on the center. Sturmpanzer force pushing back the grants. Falchion Pioneer moving in there, getting blasted though. 81 versus 15. Recovering the Matilda now. NotNingen once more. Section there being met with heavy Panther fire.
We have lost a
The assault's going in the center. Here we go. It's a massive armored charge here. Again, the Pack 30 and the Cinderams doing a lot of damage here. Grant, I feel it could be a bit more active there then. Almost got the Panther 4, but these hits about to go down. 11 points left. Up north here, British forces are in absolute chaos. Kaadvisor's forces are practically just exploding, and instead of pushing forwards here with all he can, NotNingen just does not fully commit, and he also kind of short in infantry there, so... Looks like the Allies almost had a full-on comeback here, but they just fell a bit short before the finish line. Allowing the Germans to actually eke out a win there. Phew, that was a crazy match right before the new patch there. That was a lot that happened there. A lot. Highlighting certainly some of the best of Company 3 and arguably some of the worst. You see like 4 anti-tank guns in the hands of the same player. I mean, that's just not good. But anyways, brutal match here. Phenomenal gameplay in there again. Definitely could have some more room for some bigger flanks, a bit better coordination. Again, had some of those allied assaults being a bit better coordinated, a bit better focused. I think they could have done a lot more damage to the Germans. Like that one pushed with just 3 grants, went up in flames straight down the center road without really achieving anything. Was a complete waste. Like imagine he'd taken more of a southern route and then just did a lot more damage there. I think that could have been much bigger, but I digress. Anyways, GG, game over. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, check, comment. This is Imperial Nation. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.